Good morning, everyone. My goodness me, is this coffee needed this morning? I'm not gonna lie to you, I feel like my makeup is doing the work of the Lord this morning because the bags under my eyes, oh my goodness me, am I feeling tired this morning. I've been using recently, instead of like an under eye concealer, I've been using the Pixie, I think it's like CC Conceal, whatever that Pixie stick is that I unboxed recently. I have been using that for weeks now and I've been loving it because I feel like instead of giving you any kind of like creasing, like it doesn't look like you have concealer under your eyes, it basically just color corrects the darkness. And I don't find that I get like heavy bags, really. I mean, I do feel like I have some bags this morning, but most of the time I feel like it's just a bit of darkness that I get whenever I'm tired. So it has been working miracles. I have been loving it, I'm not gonna lie. I'm also very much in need of this coffee this morning. I feel like I struggle the most in October. 5 AM alarms in October are just the hardest, and I am literally waiting. And I feel like I've been waiting all month for the clocks to change. They will have changed by the time this video goes up because it is currently Friday. What's the date today? The day before Halloween weekend. So they will be changing literally this weekend. No, it's Thursday today. Today is Thursday. So they will be changing in literally a matter of like 2-3 days for me. And I am just so excited for them to change because I am very much a morning person and I am someone that much prefers it to be lighter in the morning than in the evening. I'm not gonna lie. I don't really understand why we change the clocks. Like, I understand why we change the clocks, but I don't understand why we change the clocks, because a lot of people say to me, if I've ever asked that question, they're like, yeah, because in winter it gets like, it's so dark, and so they need to like make sure that the clocks go back so that it's, you know, lighter in the mornings. And I'm like, but that's what it should be. Like, summer is the +1. Why did they change it in summer? It's just light all the time in summer. Like, it doesn't need to stay light until like 10, 11 AM. Like, why do we push them forward in summer so we get an extra hour of daylight when, to be honest, it's just daylight all the time? I just don't understand it. I feel like it would just be a much simpler life if the clocks didn't have to change, because honestly, all of October, I have just been desperately waiting. And I do feel like the minute they change, it's like, it's just like a whole new world for me. Like, I do feel like it's so much easier to get up. I can get on with my day. As someone who suffers with SAD, I just find it so difficult to get up when it's dark in the mornings. And I had a couple of questions actually when I last mentioned my Lumi light, which is my little wake up alarm upstairs. Let's head upstairs actually, and I can chat you through the Lumi light a little bit more. I'm gonna grab my coffee because this is needed. But in my head, I've spoken about it so many times, then when someone asked recently, I was like, maybe I should chat about it again. Do you know what, it's literally my favourite thing when the windows get all frosted up like that, and it's probably not good for them, but I just love it. I feel like it really does show how chilly it is outside. But welcome to my bedside table. I'm gonna put my coffee down. So this is my Lumi light. I actually have quite an old one. Whoa, that's really weird. I'm just looking in the camera. Did you just see that? That 7 was there all along. I could see it in person. Anyway, that was really weird, but I have quite an old one. This is, oh, now the 8's disappeared. Whoa, this is really weird depending on where I move the camera. Okay, let's just try and ignore that because in person they are definitely there, all of the numbers. I don't know what is going on with the camera. I feel like it just doesn't like maybe the LED of it. So this is my Lumi light. And this is a really old one. I've had this for maybe, God, I had this when we used to live in our old flat. So I would say 4, maybe 5 years, and basically it changes the game. And it's one of those things where I feel like no one thinks they need it until they get one, and then they're like, how did I live without this? Like, if ever I have to leave the home, you know what I mean? Like, if I'm going somewhere, like when we were away in Oxford, when we woke up and it was dark in the morning, I was like, how did I do this before my Lumi light? Like, how did I wake up like this every single morning? And it's basically an alarm that you can kind of like change the settings. You can do what you want. I personally just use the light. It also has options for like noise and things like that. It's got quite a few different versions. You can get like the basic version, the upgraded version, all of that jazz. But basically you set it, as you can see. That is the time that my alarm goes off. You set it, and what happens is, obviously it's not going to happen now, but the light starts coming on like this. So it happens really slowly, and you can also change the setting of what you want with it. So I do half an hour. So half an hour before I wake up, this basically starts coming on, and it means that your body is basically being woken up slowly. And it's a really good way of making sure that you're in the right stage of sleep, so that your body is kind of slowly waking up naturally before your alarm goes off. So it's not that like horrible shock that you get, like, you know, when you're in the middle of a dream or something. So it's so much better for you, and basically it just gets brighter and brighter, and it's supposed to mimic sunlight. So it does go really, really bright if you ever let it get to like the full brightness. That even isn't even the full brightness right now. And what I also like is that once you've like set this, once you've set the alarm, it actually goes into sunset mode. So I don't usually really use this lamp much. The only time I use it is if we're coming up like watching TV in bed or something like that. I'll usually use my Lumi light, do that, and then it kind of gives me a reminder, like especially if you're someone like me who like scrolls on their phone a lot or anything like that, like it kind of gives you a bit of a reminder because it starts setting, and as soon as it starts getting a bit dark, you're like, oh, I really need to put my phone down and go to sleep. And then you can just put it all the way down and get to sleep. And it's a really, really clever device. So I have literally used this for years, and I use it every single morning now that it's dark. I don't really use it in the summer because obviously even at like 5 AM in summer it is light enough that I get woken up by the natural sunlight, but in the winter, and especially before the clocks change, I just cannot live without this. So yeah, there's different noises you can use, like if you want white noise or like birds or anything like that. So it's so clever, and it's one of those things that I feel like as soon as you get one, you cannot go back. So I'll leave a few links down below, like a few different places you can shop them, for those that were asking. But yeah, my Lumi light, I love her. She literally saves me every single morning. Also, whilst we're up here, this is the Pixie CC thing that I was talking about. It's called the CC Crayon by Under Eye. It's a crayon concentrate pen, and it literally does look like a crayon. It's mad. And I basically just draw a line under my eyes, and then I actually use my finger to blend it. When I first got this, I was using the sponge, like my makeup sponge, but I do find that my finger blends it so much better, and it basically just color corrects under your eye and takes away all of that like darkness and that kind of like purple undertone. So yeah, been loving that. If you're struggling with sleep, if you're struggling with heavy under eye bags at the moment, Lumi lights and Pixie CC crayons, game changers. So, plan of action for today. I actually have a really lovely day plan. I'm going to be heading out later this morning for coffee at Limewood, because I have not been to Limewood for such a long time, and especially at this time of year, it is just so cozy if ever you're coming down to Hampshire. If you can stay at Limewood, definitely stay there. I've never actually stayed overnight, but even just to like visit for a coffee and a walk around the grounds, it is so stunning. Before we go, I actually have something to unbox with you guys. Now I feel like it's maybe a little bit late for these, but if you saw the clip of me like opening the curtains this morning, you would have seen that our tablescape is a bit boring at the moment. And I am actually this weekend going to be hosting a Halloween party, which I am so excited about. And despite the fact that I do want it to be quite Halloween-y, like we have said everyone has to dress up, because I just think it's really fun too. Like, they don't have to be complicated costumes. They don't even have to be like Harry Potter costumes. They don't have to be Halloween costumes. For example, someone is literally coming as like a Harry Potter character, so I'm like, that's fine. But I figured instead of it being just like fully Halloween-y, so like spiderwebs and bats and things like that, I want it to be more like Halloween and like autumnal harvest. So I found these on Amazon, and I will leave them linked down below, despite the fact that it's probably a little bit late to be getting them out now, but I can bring these out every single year and use them to like basically make my kitchen autumnal. That's the word I'm looking for. So I picked up these adorable little pumpkins, and oh my gosh, now I know it's really cheap and easy to pick up like actual little like gourds or pumpkins or anything like that, but I just don't like the wastage, because I'm not exactly someone that's going to be like really creative and create like a pumpkin recipe or like use the seeds or anything like that. So I thought I would rather get something that I can put away in storage and bring out every single year. And oh my god, how cute. So we've got one that almost looks like a pear shape. Like, this one's really fun actually. We've got a little fat one, and then a medium-sized one, and I just thought these would look so cute on the table, and I'd be able to style them up a little bit more and just make it more of, as I say, like a autumnal harvest party as well as being like a Halloween party. So I will link these down below, as I said, from Amazon. They were super affordable. They also come in different colors as well, so if you do want to go a bit more like classic orange vibes, they do that as well, but I just wanted to go really minimal. And I like how like realistic these look. I do feel like they look like they could be like real pumpkins or like real gourds, but obviously I can put them away in storage and use them again and again. So really happy with those. So decor wise, we've got the pumpkins, my little toadstool, and a few other just like little potted plants, my gorgeous heather. We've got some candles. This I've not put away yet, because I'm so excited to bring it back out for Christmas, my little watering can. I might just put that in a drawer for now, just so that I don't lose it, but probably shouldn't have that out right now. But we can create just like a little bit more of a tablescape here, a bit of a more kind of autumnal harvest theme. Oh my goodness, I am so in love with how it is looking. Just something really simple but very autumnal. I can easily like switch it up and change it round, and I think it just looks really cute. So of course I've got the new little pumpkins and gourds out, which I'm just so in love with. I feel like they really add that kind of like autumnal vibe. I've then got both heathers, and I really do love these heathers. I think they're just so cute. They're really effective, I feel like, for like autumnal styling, because they add that greenery, but obviously they're like mostly white, so I feel like in terms of your color scheme, no matter what you're going for, they work so well. And I actually got the pots and the bases from a antique store. I would always recommend doing that, going to antiques places to look for pots whenever it comes to plants and herbs and things like that, because I just feel like they do so good when what am I saying? They do so many good pots and stuff. They're really easy to pick up and super affordable, so that's where I got those. I also got this little basket from there as well, and what I've actually done is I've put in like napkins so people can just help themselves to the napkins. I think it's actually a really good idea to put in like napkins or coasters or things like that, something that's actually a bit more useful and like versatile. So yeah, I've also put my little mushroom out, which I really love. He's a bit of a like odd one, he's just kind of by himself, so I think he works there. Let me know what you think. And then I've also just done a little candle, which I picked up a few new candle sticks because I've been burning my other ones quite a lot, and I need to give that a burn because they always look better once they've like been burnt down a little bit. And then of course my Jo Malone. This is like one of my favorite candles to light when we have guests, the lime, basil and mandarin, because it's just such a beautiful, like really fresh scent, and it's a great one to take away like dinner smells as well. So yeah, just a really cute little tablescape. I am so happy with that. Just done that thing, you know, when you like leave the room and come back in again to almost like see your hard work. And this, I feel like it doesn't show up as well on camera, but this view is just making me so happy. The morning light is streaming in. Our bifold doors are all frosted up as well. You can see how much they've kind of like, is it condensation that happens there, where they get all like misty and you can't see through them first thing in the morning. Always burns through by maybe like 10 o'clock, but I just love how it looks at this time of the morning. And then the very autumnal tablescape. Oh, this is making me so happy. You want to know what is just hands down the best thing about autumn winter? It's the fact that you can just dress up any outfit with a coat. I am literally wearing the Phase 8 jumper that I have not stopped wearing recently, the little like turtleneck that's got the, which side is it on? Is it this side? The like detailing to it. Not stop wearing this. Super cozy, super casual, but as soon as you add a coat over the top, you look so elevated. So I'm heading out to Limewood now, and I've just popped on my little Holland Cooper cape, which I'm just loving so much at the moment. It's definitely become Alex's favorite coat as well, because every time I wear it, I'm like, he literally turns to me, he's like, oh, you look nice. And I feel like it's one of those coats that just elevates any look. So I've got a pair of wide leg trousers on. I get a lot of questions about these trousers. I get mine from New Look. I do get them petite, but I am 5 foot, so I always find petite trousers aren't really petite trousers on me, so they do trail on the floor, but it is what it is. I try and roll up the waist whenever I can. I'm also wearing my Ugg boots. Honestly, nothing excites me more than Ugg boot season. And then I've got my little Longchamp bag, which I am just loving at the moment. She's such a cute one, although I can't really wear her with this. I'm gonna have to just hold her like that. That's a little bit annoying. I didn't really think that through. Maybe I'll change bags. Oh, it's too late now. I need to leave. This is my bag, this is my coat, this is my outfit. Let's get going to Limewood. So we have just arrived now, and my goodness me, have we got the weather for it today. Look at this sunshine, and all of the trees are starting to turn the most beautiful golden brown. I feel like they're turning so much later than this year because we've had such a warm October, but oh, nothing beats Limewood in the sunshine. Look at this. An obligatory tour of Limewood is on the cards because it's just my favourite in terms of interiors. They've got all the autumn inspo at the moment, all of the dried out hydrangeas, just looking beautiful. These like deep purple ones are just stunning. And actually, I'm normally not a fan of pampas grass, but it works really well in here. I love this room as well. This is the cedar room, which they use for like lots of like meetings and things like that. I'm assuming they've had meetings in here recently. But oh my goodness, the sun is just shining. It is such a beautiful autumnal day. Look at this. Serious boot room inspo as well, and you always know that it's an amazing place to stay when you have hunter welly boots to just help yourself to and go for a walk around the grounds. It is absolutely beautiful. It's a bit muddy, so you definitely will want a pair of hunters today. I won't be able to go out in my Uggs, but look at this. Just I love this little detail. They've got a giant map of the New Forest. So if ever you're coming down, you can see where everything is. I think this is maybe a bit of an older map. I mean, look at this, how incredible is that? It's just absolutely amazing. I love things like this. So just got back from Limewood now after the loveliest morning. I mean, look at this sunshine. We honestly got so lucky with the weather. After our coffees and biscuits, we had like a little walk around the grounds, which are always just so beautiful. Very muddy though, so I really did need those hunter wellies, I'm not gonna lie to you. But took a bit of a detour on the way home. I actually went back to, took a bit of a detour on the way home back to Lady C's because she told me she had something for me. And as I mentioned, we're going to be hosting a Halloween party this year. This is the first year we've done it. I've never really been like the biggest Halloween girl, so it's going to be more of like a harvest, autumn Halloween party. But when we were kids, Lady C every single year hosted a Halloween party and they were just the best parties. Funny story, I've actually never been trick-or-treating, and it's something that I personally find kind of bizarre because as kids we never did it. We always hosted like family Halloween parties. Well, Lady C hosted them and she was always the queen of Halloween parties. So when I said I was going to be hosting a Halloween party, she dug deep into the loft and has found all of the Halloween goodies that we used to use when we were kids and that she used to decorate with. Literally the biggest purple bucket I've ever seen in my entire life, and I'm so excited to go through this because honestly this is just my childhood, like literally my childhood. I used to always be a witch. I always loved being a witch, and oh my god, looking at all of this I'm like, this is just serious nostalgia. Like, look at this. These are like to like pick things out and like grab like your sweets or whatever food it is you're eating. They are so much fun and I used to absolutely love these. Oh my goodness, I cannot believe that she found them. Look how cool these are. Proper Halloween style. Oh my goodness me, just completely covered in skulls. Oh, this is just bringing me back to all of the Halloween parties that we used to host with a little pumpkin. Okay, I feel like with this stuff it's gonna get quite Halloweeny in here because it just can't not. God, look at that, like a big drink, a big jug. Oh my gosh, this is literally just so nostalgic. I feel like I'm just gonna spend the rest of the afternoon going through this box, looking back at my childhood. We used to literally have like, I remember she used to put like gummy worms coming out and she used to always deliberately buy sweets that were like Halloween themed sweets. And then it would be like, you know, juices and like blood and things like that. I used to absolutely love the parties, and I feel like she is where I got my like love of hosting from Lady C. She's such a good host as well. I always love being able to host people around, so I think I'm basically gonna spend the rest of the day going through this box of memories and just being reminded of my childhood, and I'm definitely going to utilize all of this when it comes to the Halloween party. If I am looking a little bit disheveled, that is because I am. I'm not gonna lie to you. I have literally been running around all morning getting organized for the party. I ran out this morning to do a little bit of like food shopping for all of the food for tonight because we have 7 people, including us, coming around tonight, which I am really, really excited about because if I haven't mentioned for the millionth time, we've never hosted a Halloween party before, so I'm really, really exciting, and you know how much I am enjoying being in my hosting era at the moment. So I ran out this morning to go and get some supplies for today, and I've basically just been decorating the house and getting organized for the Halloween party tonight, which I am really, really looking forward to. We have actually decided we're not going to be dressing up for it because I do feel like it's one of those where no one's really bothered about dressing up, and you'll probably end up taking your costumes off literally within 10 minutes of walking through the door. And also I feel like a lot of Halloween costumes are kind of just like really like one use things and you just end up like wasting them, and it's just like a little bit unnecessary. So we texted everyone saying we're not gonna be dressing up, and everyone was like, good, that is the right decision. So we're not gonna be dressing up tonight. We're just going fairly chill and fairly casual. I'm just wearing one of my favorite little new look jumper dresses, which I always say this, but this is like the perfect hosting dress because it's so comfy. Like it's really, really easy to wear. I always just like roll the sleeves up just to kind of like get them out of my way. Yet it still looks quite like elevated and elegant. So I really, really like that about them. But yes, managed to get some supplies. I first went to Tesco, which I thought would be the place that like where all of the decorations were and like all of the like Halloween-y themed food. There was like barely anything there. So I ended up going to my trusty favorites, Marks and Spencer's. Honestly, I feel like Marks and Spencer's brand deal would just be the dream for me because I talk about them all the time. They're the only place that we do our food shop at, and they just have so many good things, like themed things for different seasons. So I picked up some really fun things from Marks and Spencer's as well, and I've just been getting the house all ready for tonight, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm so excited about this party. It's actually only about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and yet already it's starting to get a little bit dark, but I wanted to give you a tour of the Halloween decor, starting with a lovely little welcome sign, which I just absolutely love how it looks. I feel like it just suits there perfectly, and it's so fab when everyone walks in, and then as you come through into the kitchen, it is Halloween heaven. Oh my goodness me, this just reminds me of my childhood so much. So of course we've got the decor on at the table, which I showed you yesterday. The only thing I've added is I've taken away the Jo Malone candle and I've added this, which I don't know if I've actually shown you these yet. I can't remember if I have, so if I haven't, let me show you them now. They're these gorgeous little Amazon Home portable lamps, and they are so handy. Alex has taken them into his office whenever he needs like a little bit more light. We can move them like around. If you've got guests, they're great to put on the table. We can put them like beside where we are if we're working or things like that. And they've got 3 different settings. So that's like the normal light. We've got like a cool light, which I'm not gonna lie, I don't know anyone that would use the cool light. Although saying that, I might use that for tonight because it's almost like a little bit more Halloween-y. Potentially we can use that, and then it's got a really warm light, which is usually the one that we have it on, and you literally just charge it up. As you can see, it's the same charger as like the new iPhone, so we have these chargers all around the house for our phones and iPads and things like that, and they're just so cute. So I picked up 2 of these, and they're completely plastic, so they're really lightweight, easy to move around, and they were super affordable from Amazon. So I think they are just such a great purchase. So yes, I've just added that instead of the candle because I just feel like that's a little bit more practical. And we are basically going to fill this room with like the most warm, lovely Halloween-y light possible. I then have everything laid out ready for dinner. So we are doing just basically a big smorgasbord of carbs. Is what we are doing. I've got pizzas, I've got chicken goujons, we've got like wedges, all of that jazz, almost like a pizza, like a, what's it called? Domino's, almost like a Domino's order, but instead I've done it myself, and all of which with the Halloween decor, which I just absolutely love. I feel like the quality of these, even though they're plastic, I mean, my mum has literally had these for like years, probably nearing on 20 years, because she literally has hosted Halloween parties since we were born, pretty much. So actually probably more than like 30 years, let's be honest. Be honest about your age, Ellie. So yes, so I'm loving that. I'm then going to do some crisps up here, which I've just picked up some paprika Pringles and some cheese and onion kettle chips, which everyone absolutely loves. I've also just got out all of the little decor like these. I need to put some tea lights in them, and I feel like it will just make such a difference to the room. This is then going to be the drink station. I'm going to get out some more glasses and stuff so that everyone can just help themselves. So this is one of the things that I picked up from M&S. Bubbling Bat Currant Fizz. How brilliant is that? It's a sparkling blackcurrant drink. Now, you know what I'm like when it comes to mocktails and cocktails. I am just the mocktail cocktail queen when it comes to hosting. I absolutely love making them. So what I'll do is I'll put together a few different jugs and drinks and stuff like that. So we've obviously got the Halloween jugs, the pumpkin jugs, and then I don't think I've shown you this one actually. This is one that my sister very kindly gave it to me. I was one night we were going around G&G's, and she literally had this filled with like the drink that we were having tonight. I turned around and went, oh my god, I love that jug and shrimp. I thought you would. And pulled out another one from the cupboard. So I picked it up for you. She got it from the garden centre, and again, it's plastic. And it doesn't look it. It looks really high end and beautiful, and it's so handy to have because it just means that you can easily serve. It's really lightweight, so you don't have to worry about like dropping it or anything. And especially if you're going to be hosting garden parties in the summer, it is fab. So picked up that. Well, my sister picked up that, so thank you, G. So yeah, I'm gonna make some cocktails and mocktails for tonight. I just think these are so much fun, and I can do a few other drinks and things like that. And then this is like the sweetie corner, which I just feel like sums up Halloween. I've really tried to be as festive as possible. I've added a little pumpkin fella here, which again, I'm gonna put a tea light in him. And then this is sweetie corner that I've just filled to the nines. So as I said, I popped out and got lots of Halloweeny sweets. We're definitely more of a chocolate family in this family. So I've got one little cauldron full of like lollipops and sweeties and things like that, because I feel like you have to, but other than that, it's mainly chocolate. So I've got little packets of Maltesers, which I feel like are really good because obviously they're all, you know, very hygienic. I've obviously washed everything through very, very thoroughly. So I've gone for Airy Bubbles, minstrels, because we love minstrels, and then I picked up a box of celebrations. Even though they're a bit more Christmassy, I was like, I can't help myself, they are just so much fun. So we've got 2 little bowls of celebrations, and then a pumpkin bowl, which, look at these little pumpkin balls, they are so cute. And then the piece de resistance, which I will take out of the packaging once everyone arrives, is the Colin the Caterpillar mummy cake. How fun is that? If you don't know Colin the Caterpillar cakes, oh my god, M&S do like the best caterpillar cakes. I feel like every supermarket here in the UK does these. I don't know if this is just a UK thing either, and if I'm going to be saying this and people are going to be like, what the hell is a caterpillar cake? It's basically like a chocolate Swiss roll, and it's kind of like a thing in the UK. It's like very much a traditional birthday thing. If you remember when I did Alex's birthday party, I got like lots of mini Collins, that's very hard to say, mini Collins, and had like a big Colin the Caterpillar cake for him. But I must say, M&S's Colin the Caterpillar is the best out of all the caterpillar cakes. This is literally double chocolate, so you've got 2 layers of chocolate, milk and white. Oh my goodness, this looks absolutely amazing and very Halloweeny. So the perfect little sweetie station. I'm so happy with how it's looking. Honestly, it's already getting so dark. I'm gonna have to turn the lights on in a minute. And then because this is an adults Halloween party, we're just going to be doing like a bit of a games night. It's basically just a themed fun games night for everyone because I love a theme. So we've got a few different games out. We've got 2 different versions of Dobble. Alex got a Star Wars one from, who was it? I think it was from G&G actually for his birthday, which these are really fun to play. They're kind of like Snap. Basically like Snap on steroids is the best way to describe it. We've also got Code Names, which is a really fun one. We always love playing this. We've got Poker if anyone wants to play poker, and we've also got Monopoly, and then I think some of the others are going to be bringing around a few games as well tonight. I basically just said to anyone, any board games that you think will be fun, bring round and we can pile up and everyone can decide what we want to play once we have finished the delicious feast that I plan on serving tonight. So these are the tea lights that I picked up from Tesco. They are the vanilla and honey scented tea lights, and oh my gosh, they smell absolutely incredible. They're not too autumnal though. They're not very Halloweeny. So I figured that I would also burn 2 of my favorite candles to really change the scent in here, but also kind of change the atmosphere. These are the woodwick candles, and I know I talk about them a lot, but I love them because if you're like me and you don't have like an actual log burner or a fire or anything like that in your home, or you live in an apartment, these are the perfect thing to pick up because they are basically these kind of like wooded wick candles. That's kind of why they're called woodwick. So they have this kind of like layout so that they sound like crackling fire as you burn them, and oh my goodness me, I've literally just got a smell of this. Oh my gosh, this is just so festive. It's a little bit festive in terms of like Christmassy, but I feel like it's Halloween. We're allowed to do that. So this is the spiced blackberry candle, which I'm going to burn that, and then I'm also going to burn this one, which is the white tea and jasmine, which is a lot fresher. So I feel like that will be a really nice one to burn. And then the sound of the crackling, I feel like it's just really going to add to like the atmosphere, make it feel so lovely and so cozy in here. Well, this is a setup that we've not done before. I almost feel like I'm on like Big Cook, Little Cook. Did anyone watch that as a kid? I feel like that's unlocked a memory in me. The one that's like, Big Cook, Little Cook, welcome to our cafe. I feel like that's me and Alex, Big Cook, Little Cook. But with regards to mocktails, I'm going to make up a couple. I must admit, when it comes to hosting, as you can see, it's just gone 4 o'clock, but when it comes to hosting, I always feel like preparation is key. I told everyone to come around for about 6, so I've got a couple of hours before they arrive, and I always feel like now is the perfect time to start doing drinks and like getting prepared and things like that. So I'm gonna make up the cocktails, and I feel like with these, because they're in such fun packaging, I'm gonna just leave these in the bottles, and instead I'm going to use the jugs for other mocktails and cocktails. So I'm thinking of doing 3 different cocktails. So the first one we've got mocktails, sorry, I keep saying cocktails, mocktails. My family, a lot of them are non-drinkers, so I feel like it's always nice to have quite a lot of non-alcoholic alternatives. I also feel like it's really, really easy just to like add in a spirit if you want to. So I have had quite a few people when they've come around, I've had like a mocktail and they've said, could I just have some gin with this? And you're like, yeah, perfect. Like, and it makes it into a really lovely like gin and kind of spritzer. So I really love doing that. So the first one I'm going to go for, as you can see, I'm quite low in these. These are the Robinson's cordials. I love these when it comes to cocktail and mocktail making. They are so fab. They make it so easy for me, and then you basically just kind of like dress it up with like mint leaves, with berries. I always have frozen berries in the freezer. That's another great hosting tip, because number 1, it's an ice cube in itself. Number 2, it really adds like a little bit of difference to the drink, so I always love doing that. So the first one I've got is the raspberry, rhubarb and orange blossom, which I really, really like. We then have the crushed lime and mint, which is another lovely one. And then what I might do is a lime and soda kind of drink as well. I think that might be a good one to do, because a lot of people like that. It's a bit of like a firm favorite for everyone. So what I'm basically going to do is, I think, just kind of empty out the rest of this. Which order should I do? Okay, this is going to be the rhubarb, and then this is going to be the crushed lime and mint. So I'm probably going to use the rest of that. You kind of use basically as much as you would if it was literally like a cordial drink. And then I pick up these lemon and lime like lemonades from M&S, which I really like these as well. And I basically pour the rest of it in, and then the rest is kind of just about like the presentation. As I said, they are like the easiest things in the world, yet I always find that they are such crowd pleasers. Like whenever people come round, they always say how like lovely they are, and like I'm now infamous with my family and friendship groups at creating delicious mocktails. So what I'm going to do, where's my mint? I have some mint over here, which I'm not going to lie, it's not looking the healthiest in the world. I feel like I need to give him a bit of a water, but basically just add some mint leaves in, and it just infuses. This is why it's also good to do this a little bit in advance, because it just really helps to kind of infuse the flavors into the cocktail, and just really make sure that you're like really getting that kind of like minty lime out of it. So this is why I love having herbs around the house, because being able to use my own herbs in my drinks, makes all the difference. As I said, I always have some frozen fruits. This is just a stasher bag of limes, and as I said, it works 2 ways, because it literally acts as an ice cube, but it also, again, infuses in and adds that flavor. So just give that a mix, and then I'll pop that in the fridge and just leave that a little bit of time just to kind of like stay cool, and we have a delicious mocktail for tonight. So I'm going to do the same thing with the raspberry and rhubarb, and instead just add some frozen raspberries in, and then we've got another mocktail in this one, and then the lime cordial in this jug. So we've got some lovely drinks for tonight, ready for everyone to enjoy. So people are due any minute now, and I wanted to give you just a quick tour of how it is looking, because my goodness me, I am so happy right now. It's just so festive and cozy. I just absolutely love it. And oh my gosh, the wood wick candles. Can you hear that? It is just my favorite noise. I absolutely love it. As you can see, it's already started getting dark, although this camera does auto adjust the brightness, so it always looks lighter on the camera than it actually is. But it's very dark and feeling very, very Halloweeny. So I've lit all of the pumpkin candles, and I just love how they look, and the smell coming from the tea lights is just absolutely incredible. The food is in the oven, ready for everyone's arrival, and I think it's going to be a really, really fun night. My first ever Halloween party. I just can't wait. I really, really can't wait.